Hello, Partner One, and welcome to your part of Part 3 in the Toy Maker project. Today, you're going to be multiplying your cost, or how much it cost your company to create each individual toy that you sold during the holiday sales season. So if you've completed Part 1 and 2 correctly, you should have a piece of paper that looks something like this. It shows you how many toys you sold per week, and what I circled here in black, which is very important because that's what you are going to be focused on, how much it cost you per toy to actually make each individual toy that you sold. Because you are going to take the information from box A, amount of toys your company sold, and take the information from box B, which should be the same exact number 4 times, which is how much it costs paid by your store, and you're going to multiply them on the worksheet that looks like this. The worksheet at the top says Partner 1 because Partner 1 is focused on the cost. You want to see how much it costs you to make each individual toy. Follow the directions below. In the workspace provided, that's these long rectangular boxes with B1, 2, 3, and 4 labeled at the bottom for your answers. You're going to create all of your work, and you need to take the numbers from box A and multiply them by the numbers in box B. This information is found on part 2 of the project, which again was completed earlier. You may multiply by using the traditional method of place value, multiply the ones, tens, hundreds, or you can multiply using lattice. You could also use repeated addition, however you'd like. However, you need to make sure it is correct because I will be checking to make sure that all of the math is correct, and you will be scored to see if you're multiplying correctly. Once you have multiplied using any of those ways, you are going to place your answers in the bottom right-hand corner of the rectangle. Let me actually show you exactly what it's going to look like. If you go back to my original example, if I'm looking at the first week of sales, I said during part 2 that I sold 653 toys, and we also know that the place that is helping us make the toy is charging us $21 per toy. So I take that information and I place it in the rectangular box just like I showed you, and I put it in lattice. And let me make that a little bit bigger so you can actually see it. And then I multiplied. In case you forget, you take the 3 numbers, you put them on top, your 2-digit number on the right-hand side, and then you multiply the ones by the ones, and the tens and the tens, and the hundreds and the hundreds, and the top is filled in and the bottom is filled in. You add what I have highlighted here, the ones, tens, hundreds, and thousands. And when you're totally done multiplying, you want to take your answer, which in this case is 13,713, and put it in your answer box. Keep in mind that we are dealing with dollars and cents, so you should have a dollar sign here as well. So in other words, it cost your company $13,713 to make the number of toys that you sold, which was 653. So if you sold 653 toys and it cost you $21, then it cost you $13,713 to make that toy for that week. And you repeat the same exact process for the other 3 weeks. So in week 2, you take the number and multiply by 21. In week 3, you take the number sold and you multiply that by 21. And finally, you take this number in week 4 and you multiply it by 21. When you are totally done multiplying all of these numbers and your boxes, not just your work, but also the rectangles at the bottom, are totally filled out, and your partner is totally done multiplying to figure out the sales, you are then going to flip papers and check each other's work to make sure that it is correct. You want to make sure it's correct because, again, I will be checking it, grading it, and putting it in for a grade. Other than that, you're good to go. If you want to add some coloring back on the Part 1 section, add some design, you are certainly welcome to do that. If you want to add more to the story, you can do that at that time too if you're waiting for your partner to complete the check. But most importantly, during Part 3, you want to make sure that you've completed your portion of the project, which is figuring out the cost of each toy that you sold for each week, and then checking your partner who has figured out the sales. Thanks.